Never fear, Cindersh is here. And today I have a storytelling in Dragon Ball video for you today. And the topic is transformations. Kind of a big topic right now, the idea of transformations and power-ups. And so we're going to look at it and talk about the use of the transformation in the story itself. Are all of the transformations we've received, are all the power-ups, forms we've received necessary within the main story of Dragon Ball? And I'm going to start by saying there is one I believe we did not need, and that is Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan 3 was something of an unnecessary form, an unnecessary power-up. And the reason is because it's not even a useful power-up. And by that I mean it's a handicapped power-up. Whereas Super Saiyan, the Mastered Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, you've got a complete, perfect, no-fault improvement. Whereas Super Saiyan 3 totally messes up the body. It strains too much for the body, honestly. And it burns up your energy too quickly to be a proper positive form. It's kind of like the flawed form of Trunks when he's trying to master Super Saiyan and he comes up with what we call grade 3 and he's lost his speed, and we'll get more into some of that, but it's a flawed form, and when it was not necessary, it didn't really help the story either. So Super Saiyan 3 was unnecessary. I would say every other form, transformation, and special power-up we received has been useful and has moved the story along, all of them except for Super Saiyan 3. I do not think anyone would debate with me the importance, the driving power that had been put behind the lead up to Super Saiyan. Vegeta, knowing there is this legendary transformation out there, and as Goku and him continue to improve faster and faster, he's more and more confident they're close to, if they have not already achieved, this new level of power, even before he actually transforms. And we can actually tell he's received his new level of power, this legendary transformation, what would be called a super mode. And so there's definitely a lot of drive and a lot of story build-up for Super Saiyan. And then we get into the Android arc, and what we call grade 2, grade 3, I don't really consider them actually new forms. What you've got going on story-wise is an attempt to master the level of Super Saiyan, to make it, like Goku would say, natural, where it's not all about the anger. And grade 2, Vegeta's form that he stops at, it's progress in the right direction, but it's still incomplete mastery of the form of Super Saiyan. And Trunks, not realizing what he's doing, he gets so hyped up on the power and the rage behind it that his Super Saiyan 3 form, it's really a heightened rage formed, and it's all about the power. And so he loses speed, loses something in the process. And I would say, actually, even though he becomes stronger, he's losing the way to perfecting the form of Super Saiyan. And then, in the midst of this, Goku and Gohan, they do come across mastery of the form. In that, Goku makes this realization that even with the mastery of the form, he sees this this ability to go even beyond that, especially for Gohan, with his rage boosts that continually propel him, that just maybe there is a way Gohan, if not actually transform again into another form, will be able to push beyond where he is now. And I think that's all he was expecting. I don't know if he expected a new transformation as in Super Saiyan 2. So I guess we could debate mastery of Super Saiyan would have been enough, and Super Saiyan 2 was unnecessary. I still think that the achievement of Super Saiyan 2 was useful and purposeful, but I can also see how mastery of Super Saiyan could have been enough. But in the end, what we do get is, because the super mode has been mastered and he's been enraged, now that he's calm in the Super Saiyan mode, the rage is able to burst a second super mode, Super Saiyan 2. And I do think we should have stopped at Super Saiyan 2. Gohan, after Cell's beaten, he doesn't work on mastering Super Saiyan 2. And so he properly will still fall behind Goku and Vegeta, who push on, and they come across Super Saiyan 2, and they work to master it. And of course, Goku gets to be even further along than Vegeta. Vegeta uses the Majin power to catch up, but he'd still already come into his own on Super Saiyan 2 before the Majin power. I don't think you need 3. I think going the route of the Elder Cry, unlocking Gohan's power for the Ultimate Gohan, Mystic Gohan, and Fusion, those were enough of new introductions. You didn't need a third form, especially such a flawed form. Whereas the idea of Super Saiyan 2, where they were complete forms, there was no weakness or flaw to them. And that's the idea of super mode, and why super mode in a transformation is always going to be useful, because it's not just about you having powered up. Yeah, Goku, Vegeta, the whole gang, they continue to train and get stronger. But the super modes, the transformations, they give a burst of extra power above and beyond what can be handled normally, especially for the Saiyans. And so it's a useful thing. It's a purposeful thing. The transformations are purposeful. And without the special power-up of the Elder Kai, that's the route Gohan would have to take too. But because of the special power-up, the power-up basically takes and converts the transformation process. And so it's like Gohan still transforming. That's kind of what the Elder Kai tells him, is go ahead and try and transform. And instead of transforming, no energy is lost in the transformation. It all goes into his form gaining all that extra power. And so it makes him even stronger than if he had transformed, because no energy is lost in the power-up of this super mode. And yeah, maybe we could go in Super that direction with Goku and Vegeta. As we get into Super now, I do think both Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan are positive for the storyline. Now, maybe we could have just had one of them, but at the same time, I like having both. You've got the ritual, which pushes them above and beyond into this whole new realm of discovery, of power, this whole new world that they get to see and experience in interacting with the gods and becoming godlike themselves. And so this boost should and does push them above and beyond, because now they're not just legendary levels of power, they're god levels of power. And creating a version where they unlock and push into that power on their own initiative, Super Saiyan Blue, it's just as relevant and important as the red form, as Goku, using the known ritual, unlocks the power of a god the first time. So all of these forms are necessary. Now, the reason this transformation talk is about is is there going to be one more transformation for the Saiyans? Does Goku have another form lying in wait for him in the future? Is it more along a mystical power-up like Gohan gets, or is it another actual transformation? At this point, I would say we don't need another transformation. Vegeta and Goku have achieved the God form, God status. There does not need to be a new transformation beyond that. Now, if they can find a way to harness their ki the way Gohan does in his ultimate form, which Gohan's ultimate form, as he's been pushing and training, has put him in levels equal to their God levels. Frieza, of course, in his golden form, using normal ki, achieves levels on par with their God forms. Now, I think because Vegeta and Goku have gone God ki route, you don't want to backtrack that. So you're not going to just give them the unlocked potential Gohan has. I think you've got to do it a little differently, but maybe similarly, and you give them God Ki unlocked power. Now that would be possible. That would push the story in the direction it's heading and meet the need of one last upgrade without being ridiculous in the terms of creating transformations. I said Super Saiyan 3, the very last of the Z transformations, was unnecessary, unuseful in a lot of ways. If they were to go another transformation beyond the God transformation, I do think that itself would be unnecessary and not beneficial to the story. But there could be another unlocking of a form of some kind that's not an actual transformation, and that might be beneficial. But I like it as they are, having the God form as their final form. And that should be their last super mode transformation. Let me know what you think. Please feel free to comment if you disagree, whether you think I'm on the right track here. This is Super Saiyan 7 Cinder, so I hope you will check out my other content, and I will be back at some point with more in the future. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super are property of Funimation, Viz TV, Fuji TV, Toei Animation, and Dragon Ball Z Abridged is the property of Team 4-Star. Of course, all of it, the initial creator for them was Akira Toriyama. Please check out their content.